It was 1967. Ford's Mustang was dominating the American roads, and Chevrolet had no answer. But then, almost overnight, Chevy unleashed a secret weapon. Not just another pony car, but a machine built for one thing: winning on the track. This is the story of the legendary 1967 Camaro Z/28, the car that turned a rivalry into a war. When the Mustang debuted in 1964, it was an overnight success. By 1966, Ford had sold over 1 million units. General Motors was desperate for an answer. Their first attempt was the standard Camaro, launched in 1967, a stylish, affordable pony car to compete with Mustang. But Chevy didn't just want to match Ford. They wanted to beat them at their own game. And the real battlefield? The SCCA Trans Am Racing Series. To win there, they needed something special. Something more than just a showroom Camaro. That's where the Z/28 was born. Chapter 1, Born to Race. The Z/28 wasn't built for drag strips or boulevard cruising. It was designed with one purpose: dominate Trans Am racing. Chevy engineers chose a 302 cubic inch V8. Why 302? Because Trans Am rules capped engines at 305 cubic inches. Chevy wanted to squeeze every ounce of power within the rules. On paper, it was rated at 290 horsepower. But in reality, the numbers were much higher, closer to 360 horsepower at high RPMs. They paired it with a close ratio 4-speed manual transmission, heavy-duty suspension, front disc brakes, and quick steering. The result? A car that could corner, brake, and rev like no other Camaro before it. This wasn't about raw muscle. It was about balance. About precision. About turning a production car into a race car for the streets. Chapter 2, On the Streets. Only 602 Z/28s were built in 1967. Most Americans never even saw one. To the untrained eye, it looked like just another Camaro, until you noticed the dual racing stripes running down the hood and deck lid. Owners quickly realized this wasn't your average pony car. The engine loved to rev, screaming past 6,000 revolutions per minute. The steering was sharp, the suspension stiff. It demanded skill to drive, and for those who could handle it, the Z/28 delivered an experience that was as close to a race car as you could buy in 1967. This was Chevy's answer to the Mustang GT350, and it had the soul of a competitor written all over it. Chapter 3, Rivalry on the Track. While most Z/28s lived on the streets, the real battle was happening on the racetrack. Roger Penske and his driver Mark Donohue took the Z/28 into Trans Am racing, and it quickly proved itself. Against Mustangs, Barracudas, and even Javelins, the Camaro Z/28 held its own and then some. By 1968 and 1969, Penske's Z/28s were dominating the series, cementing Camaro as a serious performance nameplate. The rivalry with Mustang was no longer just about sales, it was about pride, engineering, and racing glory. Chapter 4, Collector's Dream. Because so few were built, the 67 Z/28 became one of the most desirable Camaros ever made. Collectors call it the Holy Grail of first-generation Camaros. Today, finding one with matching numbers, original engine, transmission, and factory build, is incredibly rare. At auctions, pristine examples can sell for over $200,000. And even project cars, worn down by decades, command massive prices. It wasn't the fastest Camaro. It wasn't the most powerful. But it was the one built with purpose, and that makes it priceless. The 1967 Camaro Z/28 was more than just a car. It was a declaration. Chevrolet wasn't just chasing Mustang anymore, they were ready for war. Built in secret, sold in tiny numbers, and designed to win, the Z/28 set the stage for generations of Camaros to come. More than 50 years later, the rivalry still burns. Mustang versus Camaro. Street versus track. Passion versus pride. But it all began here, with just 602 cars, and a dream to beat Ford at their own game. This is the legend of the 1967 Chevrolet Camaro Z/28, the rare muscle car that changed the story forever. Asterisk.